Okay, hello everybody. Thanks for everybody that's here today and welcome to our backpack series training. My name is Vanessa Pollack and I'm a parent consultant with the Connecticut Parent Advocacy Center. For those who don't know who we are Parent Training Information Center for the state of Connecticut. And by the law, every state must have a PTI and we are for the Connecticut state. Our mission is to empower families of children with disability and developmental delay from ages 0 to 26 and the professionals who serve them. We provide telephone consultations, training, and programs, and our goal is for parents to become their child best advocate, giving the tools that they need to support their children. And today's training is going to be about taking a break, and we have interpretation in Spanish. And welcome Bethanne again to our training.
Welcome. All participants, if you guys can just mute yourself so we don't have any background noise. If you want to ask questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to unmute yourself or send a message to the chat, and we're happy to stop and listen to any questions that anyone has. So again, my name is Bethanne, and I'm here today to talk about us taking a break as parents and a family. If you don't know, I love this picture. She's drawing all over his face when he's sleeping. So the reason why we just put these trainings together is we have a program in Connecticut called the Connecticut Pyramid Partnership, and so that partnership is multiple agencies that work with young children across the state that are supporting social emotional development for infants and young children, and then also in promoting good positive behavioral interventions to support families. Each of these programs have practitioners and caregivers from all over the state that are part of this project, and we know that some families need support around preventing and addressing challenging behaviors in young children. So a lot of this whole series that we put together is about working on social emotional development. But today we are here to talk about ourselves and taking a break and how can we do that. One last thing to add in regards to the pyramid model, it does use evidence-based practice and a public health approach to building relationships, developing supportive and nurturing environments for young children, and then providing supports to address persistent challenging behaviors when needed. There are a lot of childcare and early childhood programs, even family childcare programs that are implementing the model, the pyramid model in their classrooms. And then also in the family childcare program. And we know that COVID has affected children's social emotional development. So what more than ever to use this model to support young children's development. So I'm here today to talk about some of the tips for parents in regards to us taking a break. Through most of this training, most of the time I talk about how to improve children's social emotional development, and I provide strategies. But I thought today, here we are in August 10th, right? August 10th. And we are almost back to school. We've been home with kids for about a little less than 2 months, and it's been a crazy summer. And I think that sometimes we just need to think about taking a break ourselves and taking a breath, because we all know, excuse me, we all know that we're tired. That was not like a triggered yawn, but I apologize. So how can we do that, and how can we support our children still, but us taking a break for ourselves? So I think one of the biggest things, and I know personally for me, I have a 9-year-old, but it's also being present, but also creating limits. So whether there's endless questions when you have to go back to work or kids have to go back to school, when is that going to happen? And so all the questions, I think a lot of times kids get some anxiety when they know that they've been in this schedule and all summer, and now there's going to be a huge transition coming up. So we do need to think about how we prepare them. But we as ourselves, as we go through the next few weeks and we think about taking time for ourselves. We want to be present. We want to be a loving parent, but we also need breaks too. Um, Wanting distance from our children is just means that we're human. I know personally, like, oh my God, I just need like an hour or 2 hour break. And I know like an hour into it, or my husband takes my son out somewhere, or he goes to a friend's house. I'm like, oh my God, after an hour, I'm like, oh my God, it's just too quiet. I miss them already. But I know that sometimes you need to take the break, or like, when your baby's sleeping, everyone would say, "Oh, go ahead and take a nap yourself." I'm like, "No, I have laundry to do, and I have to get dinner ready. I have to empty the dishwasher. I have all these other things to do, and this is my only time that I'm able to do it." But I think as I go through life, I realize that the dishes will always be there, the laundry will always be there. That my own personal mental health is important. So how can I be able to do that? And if we don't get the rest we need, we also know that we are less engaging, we're less responsive, and we're not as playful as we want to be as a parent. So taking this time for ourselves and taking a breather is exactly what we need. So the next slide is adding quiet time to your schedule. So I don't know if through the summer vacation, do you have a schedule for your kids, or even if your kids don't go to school and they're home all year round. And so how can you effectively add quiet time to your schedule? I always recommend that you do a schedule, a visual schedule in your homes for all kids. I think it's beneficial. It helps transitions, and it helps children know what happens next. And you as a parent, if you have a schedule and you're scheduling quiet time into there, that's the time that you can take a break as well as your kids are taking their quiet time. It also provides an opportunity for them to see that they can make their own fun. Boredom is fine. Children are all have a time in their lives where they're going to say, I'm bored, but that motivates them to do something else. Being able to be bored is good human nature. So that is, you give them suggestions. I say all the time, I'm like, there's a closet full of art things that you can do there. You can run around outside. I give them multiple options. But right now for me, I'm taking a break, and I need like 30 minutes to myself. So you have to find something to do for those 30 minutes. And you're also teaching your children that having a close, loving connection does not mean having to spend every minute together. So you have to take those breaks. It's a key component of any health relationships when you take a break. So whether it's you're sitting down and you're having a cup of coffee, or you're having something to drink and you're reading a book, or you're checking your emails, like everybody needs those few minutes. And something to consider during those incredibly stressful times is that if you are making your child independent during that quiet time, sometimes it will work for some families, sometimes it doesn't work, but adding it into your schedule, I think, is important. I had one hanging up on my child's 9 now, so I don't have it but when he was 3, 4, and 5, the schedule was up on the refrigerator on what our days would look like. In that time, we always had a slot for quiet time. So whether he still took a nap or he didn't take a nap anymore, there still was that established quiet time with no electronics. I did use a timer so they knew when the quiet time was over. Whether it was they went and played in their room quietly, or they colored quietly, but they knew that this is the time that we all just take a break, and everybody does something on their own. Be consistent, so use the same time every day, and even if you do it on the weekends as well. So say you do 12 to 2 every day, especially if you're getting children out of naps, that's a great time too. So taking that same nap time as that quiet time, and giving them, again, quiet activities. And do not worry, your child will not die from boredom, and they will be fine. So here's some practical tips. Send your kids to the bathroom first. Let them use the bathroom before you get in there, because then you'll never get in. Don't eat. And then this is always before you have your quiet time. There's no eating during quiet time. Give them a snack right before quiet time. So, or you can have lunch right before that. Design your schedule, what works best for you, but kids always want to eat. So if they decide they're going to eat before or after, stick with it, but not during that quiet time. Because remember, this time is for you, so you shouldn't be getting up and down and getting beverages and snacks. Check on them, encourage them if they're doing good, if they're asleep, let them sleep, enforce consequences. So they know that you mean business. So if that we're not taking this quiet time, that consequence is that you're not able to go outside or ride your bike, or you're not able to take that hour of electronics later in the day, because you're setting the schedule for them, and there's a consequence if they don't take that time. And be productive whenever you do because this is also your time. Read a book, check your emails, do something for yourself that is good for yourself that you never get a chance to do. And I know that some families go throughout the whole day, and then once the kids go to bed and they're like, oh, but I don't know about you, but I literally fall asleep. So then I never get to do the things that I want to do. So taking that break during the day is important. If you can't leave the house and you have to be available for your kids, go to the bathroom, close the door, and lock it. Take a book, read it, and have your kids read as well. Take a shower, a bath. If you're able to leave your kids playing in their bedroom with the door closed, go take a bath. It's the great soothing still. It's what is better than being able to take an uninterrupted shower. Work out with your kids too. That's another thing, is you can go for a walk with them. There's tons of great Zumba Kids videos on YouTube. There's another one called Cosmic Kids Yoga. So you're getting a little exercise, they're getting a little exercise. Bring them to the park and let them play while you sit on the bench. Bring a book. You don't always have to be the entertainer. So there's a lot of great options. I'm going to just go to this website. There's a lot of great options. Pyramid has a national website, and in that website, there's tons of resources that are for families. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a Make Life Easier. There's a Backpack Connection, which we built this monthly training on. There's family articles. There's also scripted stories in English, Spanish, and some are in Portuguese. It talks about how you can follow family rules at home. So there's descriptions about how to do family rules. There's just ideas on how to do a family schedule. I think it's the greatest website, and there's a lot of great tools, because who doesn't need tools nowadays for anything that we're doing at home and with our children. But I re-emphasize that building a schedule, if a child knows what's going to happen next, it's a smoother transition throughout your day. So I definitely encourage you to have a schedule up on the refrigerator. If things change on the weekends, have a different schedule on the weekends. But it also, and then also too, rules. Adding in that, quiet time is quiet time. Any other rules that you have in your house that helps your child kind of develop some independent skills, add that into them as well. I'm going to put it out now for some questions and talk about some of the ways that maybe you guys take a break that you want to share with other guests that we have today on this call on Zoom. I do hide in the bathroom sometimes.
I have a question, Bethanne. What if a family has kids, 3 kids, different ages, because when you have only 1 or 2 little ones that takes a nap,
Right.
but how to do this with different ages?
Yeah, that's an awesome.
You have a 6 and you have a 11-year-old, how you manage to have a quiet time
Yeah, that's an
Kids.
awesome question. So let's take an example. You have an 11-year-old, they're more independent. They can go in their room and read a book or do something quietly. When you have younger kids that are, say, like, 7 and 5, that's a little bit different. But giving them, the 7-year-old, they can color or they can play a game, and the 5-year-old may still nap, but again, they can do coloring activities. So um, I think that you can say, give them 3 options of quiet time activity that they want to do. So what's their favorite activity? What do you want to do today while we're doing quiet time? Give them the option, but something that is non-electronics. And sometimes some kids just want to lay in their bed and just kind of relax. And maybe they can, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. They can quietly, play a game with another sibling, but as long as it's quiet, and that the house is calm. We all need that calming time.
Do you think maybe using a timer would be a help too? Because some kids,
Yes,
they
yes.
can be like, I just color, and like
Yeah,
2
yeah. So
minutes
that's what I
pass.
said. And earlier, you can use a clock. So electronic clock too that says that when the time is up, you can use a timer. But I do think that you need to give it a good hour, maybe 90 minutes of quiet time. I think that's more beneficial because you need it yourselves. My other way of quiet time is I fold laundry because nobody wants to fold laundry, so nobody comes with me. So that's my other time that I talk to myself while I do laundry.
Like the quiet time is for more for them or for us quiet time? Because if you
I
fold
think
the
it's,
laundry, you're really not having a break.
yeah, I know. But I think it's beneficial for both of us. Think about it. I mean, you have multiple kids, and sometimes you just need a break. And sometimes that break doesn't come until after the children go to bed. But I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted. I don't have a conversation with my husband after 8 o'clock. I'm like, sorry, I can't talk to you anymore today. I've lived on Zoom, that I've come home. I need a little quiet time.
Yeah, I think
But
when we have a quiet time too, give us more, like almost like a charge in the phone. When the phone is
yeah,
almost dying, then
yeah,
you have that boost to kind of keep it up. Like if you half the day, like you exhaust already because at daily basis working, kids, taking the house. I feel like when you have this, even if it's not the full 90 minutes or an hour, even if it's half an hour to start, it's helpful to kind of keep going the rest of the day, like to finish the day, kind of put it that way.
yeah. And also too, I think that us personally are less. Sometimes we lose our patience when you have multiple requests coming at once, or my big thing is, I'm hungry. Okay, well, there's the refrigerator and there's snacks. Or, it's, when's dinner going to be ready? I'm hungry. That's times too where you're like, ah, I'm making dinner. I can't make it in a minute. But setting those little boundary times too, like, um, everybody needs those. Like, you're going to be, I don't know about you, but I get crabby when I have like tons of questions coming at me. If you just give me that 1 second for me to take my breath and just be like, yes, I'm going to make dinner. You're just going to have to give me 5 minutes to get my stuff ready. And then you're less like snappy when you're like, I'll get dinner ready and when I get dinner ready. So you're less snappier. Like, you need that time to just compose.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All need it. And I think it's helpful for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't like in the morning too, sometimes like I take those first, I actually get up earlier before everybody else. I have a cup of coffee before anybody else gets up, and I take my few minutes of like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm gonna watch the weather, see what the day is gonna be like today. Um, do I want to get up at at 5:30 in the morning? No, but it's my time. That's where I choose to do it. And I just do it before everybody gets up, and it's like I'm ready to go. Instead of like
Yes.
waking up and someone's asking me 900 questions, like, oh, what? I'm not even awake yet. But that's my extra quiet time myself.
Yeah, and I think the key too, I don't know the age of the kids, the people that are here today. It
Yeah,
took me a long time to realize and accept it's okay to give ourselves a break. Because
yeah,
when I became a mom, I was like, I can't have a break. I gotta get everything perfect. I gotta help everybody. I gotta have dinner in time. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And then becomes overwhelmed because you tire and you try to do everything and you have no time for ourselves.
Right.
So it took me many years, but hopefully people that are here who have younger kids don't wait too long. It's okay to give it a break and watch a show or sit down. And even if you hide somewhere, just to calm down for like 10 minutes, to just breathe, even if you don't do anything special. And then little by little, we accept that, okay, it's okay to have these moments. It's okay to go for a little walk and a treadmill if you have one, or around the block if you can leave your kids alone. Or, I don't know, found something, a quiet time for ourselves. Because the kids, is easy to give them a quiet time, I feel. But I felt like I never had my own quiet time.
Yeah.
And the more you do, it's more like, wow, I feel much better. I have more energy.
Yeah,
It's
and
okay,
everyone,
like
that's
said,
true, more energy. And everyone used to say to me, like, oh, when your child's nap, that's when you nap. I'm like, no, I have like way too much to do. And then I realized, like,
Yes,
no,
I
all of that stuff can wait.
Never did that because I felt like if I don't do it now, it's gonna be there and there's gonna be more accumulation of things. But after realizing, the laundry is gonna be there no matter what. Even if you do, it's gonna be there tomorrow. So just take the time for healthy for everybody. But I want to stop talking because I talk too much. I want to make sure anybody has any questions.
Yeah, I think Yuri Cruz had a question. Oh, she wants a presentation after the meeting. Yes, we can send
I already
it.
got her email to anybody that wants the PowerPoint. We can send it to you via email.
And I know one other thing I want to add is I know as parents, we have lots of obligations, right? We have the household, we have our jobs, we have tons of
husbands.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Tons of things to do, like incorporate and like having your child do things with you. And if they complain about it, like if you have to fold the laundry, say, well, you know what? If you want me to be able to go on a bike ride with you, then I need you to help me do this laundry. Let's just quickly get it done together. I think that's important too. So, I mean, there's a balance there.
I got the email from
okay, good. We have lots of people asking for that.
Chastity, they wanna
and chef4386@gmail.com likes it.
Yeah, I'm writing it down everybody's email that wants the PowerPoint.
Yeah, and definitely check out the Pyramid website. There's lots of great tools. If you're also an early childhood person who works in a center or a daycare or a family childcare, great tools that you can share with your families.
I'm gonna bring our interpreter back just in case someone wanna ask a question, so she can be here live.
Con las preguntas, entonces vamos a traer al intérprete de nuevo. Oh, so I'm out the channel. Okay. ¿Alguien tiene alguna pregunta en español?
She asked if they have any questions in Spanish.
¿Alguna pregunta en español?
I got the email, Anna.
Sí, buenas tardes.
Yes, good afternoon.
Buenas tardes.
Sí, diga.
Yo quería preguntar si usted sabe si van a ver la pirámide en español, porque yo la experiencia que tuve cuando me registré que eran en inglés y no tenía traducción.
So I wanted to ask, are you giving the pyramid in Spanish? Because the experience that I had, I registered and it was in English. They didn't have anything available in Spanish.
I will find that out for you. But I'm pretty sure that all of the trainings they had translated into Spanish.
Bueno.
Alba, can you put información?
Let me just interpret that. Yo busco esa información, pero estoy casi segura que esta información de la capacitación la tenían en español también. Go ahead, I'm sorry. What was your question?
Go ahead, Bethanne.
Oh, is she work in a classroom?
¿Usted trabaja en un salón de clases?
Yo tengo un cuido de niños.
I have a daycare.
Oh, okay. I can find if I can if she puts her email in the chat, we can send her the trainings in Spanish.
Está bien, si usted escribe su correo electrónico en la caja del chat, le podemos enviar todas las capacitaciones en español.
Ok, gracias.
Oh, you're
Okay, thank you.
welcome.
De nada.
When she put it there, I can send it to you, Bethanne,
Okay, perfect.
by email. She didn't put it there yet. Just anybody else has any other question?
¿Alguien más tiene alguna otra pregunta?
Or want to share, any difficult time or any other experience?
¿Alguien quiere compartir alguna otra experiencia o si está pasando por un tiempo difícil?
Oh, hello. I am a grandmother, but also I'm a facilitator of a leadership program in Spanish. And I'm from Stanford. And I had seen the families, I work with a lot of Latino families, but for them, it is kind of hard to have this ideal break. So I think what you are doing now is so important because they need to hear from professionals for that this is important, especially this time after COVID or still we're in COVID. But so we had to keep repeating these messages. I was hoping to see some people that I know in the chat today in this program. I will, for the next class, I don't know if they will be able to register again, because I think they are topics, they are practical, and we need to hear.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and we in the program, part of the program, the curriculum, we have how to understand our children and how to understand us as parents. And I have noticed a lot of aha moments. Oh, I didn't think about it. Oh, my child is doing that, but I didn't realize that. So I think I'm very grateful and I'm very happy that I'm here listening because I had to refresh also. I'm a teacher. I'm retiring after 33 years of teaching.
Wow.
But I need to hear, to learn, to continue sharing this information to our parents. But
Yeah.
thank you. That's what I want to say. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you so much. I think this is our own mental health as parents, as educators is important too. And I don't think we ever want to stop and forget that. We as educators and families have been through a lot in the last, oh my gosh, has it been 2 years, just over 2 years? I'm pretty sure I locked myself in the bathroom multiple times. I locked myself in the bathroom for my husband, for my child, and just, overwhelming amount of things going on. And then thinking about what was going on in our world, our state, with our families that we work with. And so we have to take that moment and remember that we're just one person and we can do just so much, but then also remind our families that they are as well. We can't meet if our house is dirty, who cares? That quality time with our kids and that time for ourselves is more important. That's a big lesson that I've learned. And I also too find ways to take those breaks. I have a husband who doesn't get home until like 7 o'clock at night. So, I work all day and then I run home and I'm cooking dinner, I'm doing this. And so I don't necessarily always get that break except at 5 a.m. when I have my coffee by myself, but I go for a walk. He's home now. So I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to take the dog and I'm going to take 30 minutes to 45 minutes for myself. So even if it's the smallest thing, just sitting on the front porch or, finding some way to just take that breath. Because we remember we're role models for our kids and our social, emotional, ourselves, our mental health is important. And so kids feed off what they see from us. So I think that's important too.
I just
Also-
want
And also attending this class of workshops, they are closed, that are short. They are not 2 hours or
Yeah,
days that you
no,
have to
we don't-
do.
Who needs to talk for 2 hours?
kids sometimes do.
Well, these topics too. Listen, I'm here to provide some tips and support for ourselves as parents and educators, as well as tips and strategies for our children's social emotional development. I think it's the most important thing right now. So if we take 45 minutes or half an hour or an hour, you know, it's what we get out of it. And I think that's why we decided to keep these going. We did these for the last year, and I'm excited for us to continue another year and meet everybody.
Are you talking something about the media? Before COVID, the parents were concerned about the children using too much the technology. But now everybody, we have been forced to use the technology. But
Yeah.
I think we are overusing that. I have noticed, I help my daughter with my grandchildren. When they see me in my cell phone, or when I'm talking with a friend, they will start crying, calling me, needing something. As soon as I finish talking, they are again happy, playing,
Yeah.
talking, singing. So I have noticed, I had to kind of put in also a break in using the cell phone.
Yeah. And that's why I said in our quiet time to make sure that we don't use any electronics. Yes, I think that during COVID, there was a lot of electronics. And honestly, I didn't beat myself up about it because, you know, after the second week, I think we ran through every craft activity. We did multiple things. And so, yes, electronics became a crutch. But I think once we started getting outside more and we've tried to pull away, but I definitely agree with you. There is an issue with electronics and more use of them.
And we can try maybe use the electronics for the quiet time as a, you know, like something that would make
as a
sure that
reward.
they're gonna
Yeah.
be quiet.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Like use, you know, a consequence. If they don't take that hour quiet time to draw or read or something, then the consequence is that they lose their electronics for the day. Everybody needs to take a break.
I just want to confirm because I'm not sure if Lucia Silva speaks English. I just want to make sure that she's still an interpretation. Her email starts at 74. If the Alba can confirm that for me.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Let
We
me-
will definitely send. Oh,
Go ahead, Lucia.
No.
Oh, yeah, Lucia's right there. Go ahead, Lucia.
¿Sí? Sí, te estaba escuchando. Estoy bien. Ah, no, gracias.
does anybody else have any questions?
I'm gonna bring Alba back.
Okay.
She said she doesn't have any question.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Alba.
If
Okay.
you can please select, you can select the English channel too, so
Oh,
that I
okay.
can interpret. Yes. So
Okay.
please put me back to the interpreting. Thank you.
Do you want interpretation again?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yes. She's trying to get the questions, I think, in Spanish.
Oh, okay. Well, if nobody else has any more questions, I can share next month our topic. Let me just grab my list here. What our topic
Next month is tantrums. What to do? What should they do to tell you?
Yeah, so what are tantrums and what do they tell us? So that's going to be our September topic. I will tell you that I've learned a lot over the years about tantrums, but we're going to give you some tips and some strategies I hope that everyone joins us next month. We'll be happy to see you all back. You guys are going to get a copy of the PowerPoint. And if you ever have any other questions, please reach out to us. And we're happy to provide you some more info. If that's it, I will
have a
tell you.
question. I have a question, Bethanne. What is the organization? I would like to, I'm sorry if I missed that part.
Oh, that I work for, or the pyramid
Yes.
model? Oh,
Yeah.
I work for the UConn Center on Disabilities, which is in Farmington, but the pyramid model is the national pyramid model, and that is a TA center that is formatted through all the states. So it provides social emotional TAs. And so the website that's in the PowerPoint brings you right to all of those resources that they provide.
Oh, that's interesting because I'm the facilitator of UConn PEP
Oh,
program,
okay.
the parent leadership, the people empowering people.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I would like to share some of this information to my students. We have been in Stanford for 11 years, this program.
Oh, wow.
So since I'm almost not working, so I trying to find resources for Latino community parents.
Yeah, actually, let's see here.
Someone asked for your contact information, Bethanne, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Mara.
I can put it in the
Yes, please. That will be great.
Okay, so first here's the link to the website that I talked about, so you guys can get that in the chat. And then this is my email. If you have questions, you can email me. So that's in the chat as well.
Thank you.
Okay. So I hope I will see you guys in September. We'll talk about some tantrums. That's why you need a break.
September 14 at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, email me with any questions. Please use the link I just put in there. It brings you to some great resources. How to make a schedule, how to make some rules. It has a backpack series, which is what we're based off of, and it has every topic that you could possibly ask for, about kids that are biting, what happens when my child is disappointed, so how can I teach them some self-regulation. So all of those topics are in that backpack series. And again, email me with any questions. And I, as always, enjoy being here with everybody. We have a big group today, which is awesome.
Yes. Yeah, we have September to February. Every month we'll be here. September 14, October 12, November 9, December 14, January 11, February 8.
So I'll see you guys next month.
You have a question, Anna?
Oh.
Yes, so people can register anytime. They didn't have to register. Okay. So I will send this link also.
I can send you the link for if anybody wants to register, Anna.
I would love to do that because I can send to some families. And do you have some workshops only in Spanish, or do you have these in this format that you can have the option to with the translation?
For the backpack series, we have someone now that translates simultaneous, which is Alba doing today. We have another lady that comes, but we have trainings from CPAC as well in Spanish.
Okay. No, that sounds great. Thank you. We need to practice English, so.
I can email you the registration for the backpack series.
Okay, thank you.
Want to share with your families as well. I think I have your email. You put your email in a chat, right?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, everyone, enjoy the weather. It's much better than it has been. We could actually breathe. And it was so nice to see everyone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.